We all have those nights where we play an old game from our past that has brought us so much joy before. This is why most people enjoy to play games from their childhood. For me personally, as a guy in his 20s, I grew up having every gaming console I can think of. For me, this can be hopping on the custom games browser on the Halo MCC to play some classic Halo 3 or Reach custom games, many of which are perfectly preserved and are the same as they were all those years ago, or getting on Viva Pinata to re-experience all those late nights trying to get all the rarest pinatas. Or even going farther back, I found myself playing San Andreas on the PS2 just to play the game with more understanding of it, because if you were like me as a child, I would pretty much play games to explore and discover more without getting attached to the story side of things. Or all the other games that I fondly remember sinking hours upon hours playing, and staying up all night just to get a little bit more time of doing something pointless in a game because our curiosity took us there. For you, it could be pulling out the old console out of the closet to replay some of the games you used to play with your friends. And I think we all have been there at that point, but why do these games elicit such a euphoric response in our body, almost a warm feeling down your spine? Playing some of these games, I may hear a voice line that I remember from my childhood, or remember some old glitch that I can still perfectly execute to this day. Perhaps it's the time frame it takes me back to, a time free of adult responsibilities, a time where the worst thing that could happen was having school on Monday and not being able to stay up all night on that Sunday. A time from the past where it was blissful, and I'm sure many others feel the same about it.
Here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You hear it a lot. Games today feel like they lost their touch, and as more games come out, I find myself being less interested in gaming in general. It almost feels like I can't play a game for more than a few hours without just completely detaching from it and wanting to close it. Or the times where I open a game expecting to play it, but just close it when I get to the main menu because I simply didn't feel it. I still find myself playing newer games that I find on the Game Pass, or I see a nice deal on Steam and want to check the game out. But it still feels a lot harder to find the motivation to give the same dedication to a game that I used to give a lot to as a child. I'm sure we all have been in the same boat when a remastered game from your childhood is announced and you get hyped up expecting the same feelings from that game, which just doesn't deliver on those expectations. Of course, the argument is made that people just grow up and get new interests and lose older ones. With new interests comes new lifestyles. With a new lifestyle comes new problems, and new problems becomes new sources of stress. Many of us grow out of these stages and get jobs, significant others, or starting to attend college, and it's easy to let go of older experiences to make room for newer ones. But maybe that's why we like to go back. That's the glory of it. We like getting lost in something that we know has brought us bliss before, expecting the same joy whenever you play it, which may happen time to time for the brief moment you're engaged in a game from your childhood. But then you're back to reality the moment the game closes. Then you may notice how the game doesn't seem so amazing now, like the game lost some charm it had. Maybe 20 years from now you'll look back at the games you play today and have the same feelings as a game you played 10 years ago. But this can be applied to more than just gaming. Maybe you like to rewatch some videos from the early days of YouTube, or some old TV show or movie from your childhood, or just life in general with looking at old family photos on your mom's Facebook. I think it's good to take a step back sometimes and put the shoes of your younger self on and recognize how much we change as people as we grow older as something that can be appreciated.